G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. And welcome back to playoff week, right? Now, my title says the Pittsburgh Steelers have nothing to lose. And I mean that 1000%. A lot of Steeler Nation out there, a lot of fans, not everyone, a lot of fans, a lot of media. We didn't think we'd be here. Now, early in the season, I predicted the Steelers to go 14-3, something like that, something super crazy. That was never going to happen, but I'm a true Pittsburgh Steelers homer. I'm biased. I don't even care. A lot of you guys know that out there with the style of content I do. I'm trying to get you guys hyped up. It's Steelers week. It's playoff week. We have another game. Like, we should be happy. I know there are still fans out there like, oh man, but we're not going to win this. What's the point in playing? There's no point turning up, and we don't deserve to be there. That makes no sense to me at all. And I mean at all. You go and ring up Najee Harris. You go and ring up Cameron Haywood, Minka Fitzpatrick. You go and ring up Kazi and say, you guys don't deserve to be there. Some people will say that in the media, that this team doesn't belong with the other teams like the Dolphins or the Chiefs or the Bills who we're playing, that we're the worst team in the playoff race. And I think we're ranked like 13th. I think 14th is the Bucks. Like, we're going to be the underdog the whole way, being the 7 seed, having Mason Rudolph. And you know what? I don't care, because this is fun. Like, we're back in the playoffs. And I understand, too, that Mike Tomlin, this crew, we haven't won a playoff game in 4 games. So let's try and change that. Let's get behind our team and start to support them as best we can, online, in stadium, at the bars, and talk proudly about our team. It's a pretty big achievement for what they did. They won the last 3 games in a row. They beat the Seahawks, the Bengals, and the Ravens. And we had one thing go our way, which was the Jaguars got defeated because of terrible towel curse. And here we are, the Pittsburgh Steelers have nothing to lose. So this week, we're starting on my Tuesday, your Monday. I'm still trying to get my voice back because I have been doing a lot of talking on the YouTube and a lot of talking in my real life in doing pickleball coaching and stuff like that. But we're going to start to hear that. We're going to start to hear that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't belong. We're one and done. I think we're minus 9.5 favorite, or we're minus 9.5 underdog. Buffalo Bills have the better team. All these kinds of things. What I'll say is Josh Allen, yes, he's a good quarterback, and yes, he has like a lot of TDs and all these kind of things and a lot of yards, and he's a professional. And if you were to pick Josh Allen over Mason Rudolph, you'd probably pick Josh Allen. At the same time, though, when you go to Josh Allen's stats in the regular season, he has about 17 interceptions. And he's shown that in the last game too versus the Dolphins. He had 2 interceptions, and he might have 18 now, 18. He had two picks, and he had 1 fumble. So why can't this team be beaten? It's the same way with the Chiefs. I know they're a good side with Mahomes, but why can't they be beaten? With the other guys like the Ravens and Browns, we swept the Ravens. I don't care. You'll hear the Ravens fans say, oh, we only played our backups. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been playing their backups for the last 2 months. TJ Watt injury is out. I might do a separate video on TJ Watt next, later on in the day or tonight. I might try and do that if I can. But TJ Watt's been out. He might be coming back in 2 weeks' time if we make it, if we win this game and win the next game. But let's take it one day at a time, one game at a time. Let's really enjoy this process that is Steelers playoffs and also Steelers versus Bills in the playoffs. We play next Sunday, 1 p.m. Your 1 p.m. in America, Eastern Standard Time, my 5 a.m. I'll be up at probably 4:45 a.m., waking up, coffee in hand, and ready to go. Let's get behind our team, because nobody, and I mean nobody, in the NFL media will expect us to win. Like, no one. You might see a few people here and there saying, actually, the Steelers right now are pretty hot. They're running with Najee. They're running with Warren. They're building through the run game and playing good defense. And when I say good defense, it looks scrappy, but they're getting turnovers. They're making big plays. Eric Rowe, shout out to him. He's playing fantastic. Hopefully, when Minka comes back, that Eric Rowe stays and Kazi can feed into a rotation of safeties. And I think Eric Rowe can hit. So hopefully he can stay around. Minka can play there too. Then we have Patrick Peterson maybe move down to the corner. On the other side of him will be JPJ. So we have two strong corners, be JPJ, the veteran Peterson, and I guess Levi Wallace and Rowe can figure things out. We saw as well Miles Killebrew. He talked about playing dime backer as well. So he's been in the mix. You've seen guys come from everywhere, like Michael Walker, Miles Jack, and now we have other blokes coming back, and Nick Herbig might be starting to in the replace of TJ Watt, or they go and use Marcus Golden. It's at the point now, this feels a bit different to me. Back in, was it 2022, when Big Ben had his last hurrah. He beat the Browns at home. They went to the playoffs. They went to the Chiefs land, Chiefs Kingdom, and TJ Watt got the sack, fumble, 7-0. I thought we have a chance. But this seems, I know the media's going to say Bills are the better team. The Steelers are just a walk-in. It's good night Steelers. I think everyone's going to choose the Bills. But this seems different. This year, in the last 3 or 4 games, the Steelers have started to run the ball better. Najee Harris is being a true Pittsburgh Steeler. He even showed, I've done it before, and he showed this photo to Angry Runs. He showed that. So not about himself. He showed the Pittsburgh Steelers O-line and TEs. So shout out to Haywood, Muth, and Darnell Washington. They've been helping in the blocking game. The offensive line's been running really well. I think Isaac Siamala's been playing really well. So there are guys like this where this team, to me, it's starting to gel. It's starting to click. And the leader right now, which is crazy enough to say, Kenny Pickett, I don't think he's going to be the quarterback this year. You ride with a hot hand all the way to Super Bowl if you get there, is Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is 3-0. He's sparked this team. He's got good choices in his passing. If it's not open, he checks down to Warren. If it's not open, he checks down to Najee. He feeds the ball right through 2 defenders, 2 safeties, to DJ all the way to the house for 70 yards. So it's an exciting time to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. It feels a bit different. We're back in the playoffs. There's no Big Ben. The only guys of recent who I think have been in playoff games as a Steeler, I heard the other day, was Cameron Haywood and I think Chris Boswell. I'm not too sure if any other Steelers have been on the roster. Let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure it's Cameron Haywood and Chris Boswell are the only 2 Steelers that have been in a playoff game or had a playoff win. Maybe it was a playoff win, something like that. Anyways, it's an exciting time because the Big Ben era is now done. We moved into Kenny Pickett. We tried out Trubisky. Now it's getting back with the Rudolph redemption and riding that sleigh all the way to the Super Bowl. That's what they should be doing. Run the rock, use Najee, use Warren. I'm excited too, just to watch more football, but also see how the offense looks with Rudolph. Do we get a bit of a glimpse for next year? Do the Steelers go and sign him to a 2-year or 3-year contract? Do they go and sign a quarterback in the offseason? I don't know. But Rudolph next year is a free agent. You ride the sleigh, like I said, all the way to Super Bowl, and you see what happens. But this is a very exciting time to be a Steelers fan because it feels like from NFL analysts or other fans or some Steeler fans who are very negative, there's a few out there, right? Some guys are very, oh man, there's no point. Why should we be there? You're there. Tell that. Ring up Miles Killebrew. Ring up Goodwin Iwabuke, who made the crazy play in the kickoff return. Ring up Calvin Austin, who's been playing good reps too. Ring up Najee Harris. They deserve to be there. Anyone who says that they don't deserve to be there doesn't really understand football. These players put out their blood, sweat, and tears and training to perform at the highest level. Coach Tomlin deserves a lot of credit, and all the other coaches do too, from Danny Smith to Terrell Austin. They deserve credit to get them to 10-7 and for a chance in the playoffs. And once you're here in the playoffs, everyone's 0-0. Yes, you will have favorites being the Chiefs versus Miami. You might have Chiefs favorite. You'll have Ravens being the number 1 seed. You'll have favorites for sure. But when it comes down to on game day, it's your best guy against my best guy. And we're going to see JPJ on Diggs. We're going to see, hopefully, Alex Highsmith step up and get to Allen. We're going to see Minka, shadow Allen around and try and get a pick. We're going to see, hopefully, Darnell on one of their defenders in the second lane and make room for Najee to run through. We're going to see George Pickens on, running past Jordan Poyer, the safety, and high pointing the ball and running 60 yards. This is a time where we have to start to believe and get behind our Steelers, not just sit back and go, yeah, I guess we're in it, but I think we're going to lose. No, we really have to get behind our team. And I mean really, really, really do it. Like in comments, support at the local pub, have schooners, talk about the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, talk about now that is the Steelers, talk about the ride that is Rudolph and the good story that is continuing, talk about Najee having a big day. I think the Buffalo Bills average 4.6 yards per carry on defense. Hand the ball to Najee, hand the ball to Warren, run the rock in the snow. I hope it snows. It'll be sweet to see a Sunday 1 p.m. snow game. And the next point, we don't know what's going to happen. But if they beat the Bills, we can beat the Ravens. We can beat the Browns, right? And we've lost against Texans, so therefore that would be like a redemption game. KC's beatable, and so are the Dolphins. Woo! Anyways, guys, I will be trying to do as many videos this week as I can. I think in the next few hours I might do a video on TJ Watt because I want to talk about his Hall of Fame status. Sorry, not Hall of Fame. Defensive player. We know he's going to the Hall of Fame. Defensive player of the year, and also he hit a really big achievement in the NFL that no one's ever done. So I'll do that in a separate video in the next few hours. But this one more so. Just keen to get behind our team. The Pittsburgh Steelers have nothing to lose. They're getting back Kazi. They've got players like Elena Roberts who can go out there and hit and who wants to play physical football. The culture's coming back to where they're running, hitting, smashing as best they can legally, and they're fighting hard. And I think when we start watching and cheering them on, if we get one win, the first win, I think Steeler Nation and Pittsburgh Steelers City will explode. And I think that the overall confidence will start to snowball, and nothing can stop a moving train. Nothing can stop a Rudolph moving train. If he plays well or plays good football and we run well enough, we might be able to sneak out with a 20-17 win, something like that. That's not my final score yet, but right now today's idea is to just get you guys pumped up and ready for the next bit. Day by day, we have to get ready for the next bit, right? It's not over yet. The Steelers' story of 2023 continues, and I hope you guys are pumped up. I'll see you later.